I'm Lucy.
We're coming to you live from the studio that is not on 83rd Ave, and you are listening to
The Big
Picture
Podcast.
Woo!
And tonight's a little different, but we're actually having a little party tonight.
Yeah.
Would our guests like to introduce themselves? Who the fuck are you guys?
I'm Ben. I'm your little brother.
Oh yeah. He rented the womb after I was done with it.
Fuck.
I'm Maya. I'm Grace's friend from school.
School.
Yeah!
Yes!
Thanks for coming on the pod, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, we're supposed to be having a pretty great time here. We got our drinks open. We got our snacks going.
Yeah. Straight chilling.
Straight
Snacks
chilling.
Hell
a few
yeah.
things we wanted to talk about today to kind of chat over the pod. So,
Do you guys have any
Shoot.
interesting stories of road trips gone wrong?
road trips gone wrong.
I'm not going first.
Okay, I'll go first.
You got a story, Ben?
I went to the mountains with my girlfriend, and my car broke down. My tie rod snapped right off.
Holy.
Yeah.
Where
and my
were you?
I was in the gas parking lot, and I went to turn right. It's like right off the main street there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one on the corner, and it's kind of on a hill too, so that really didn't help my axle. So I went up, got some gas, and then I actually helped some guys that were that were trying to fix their tire. And so I pulled out some of my tools and I fixed their tire for them.
Kind of ironic.
And then I put my tools back into my car there, and I pull out of the gas station, and yeah, I just hit this corner weird, I guess, or it was like pretty much already broken, but yeah, no, I took the corner and it just popped right off, and then so I had to like reverse back into
What
the
is going on? Yeah.
parking lot.
Were you confused at first or
I was
what?
so confused. It was like it sounded like rubbing, like just something was rubbing and it was like jerking back and forth. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Like, did I just
Something's
run
not right.
something over?
And you're just like in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was,
man.
yeah, Jasper. But yeah, no, we took it to the mechanics and they were like, yo, if you guys hit like a train track going like 150 or something, like your guys' car would have flipped. And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
So yeah, that was really bad.
Damn.
That was a trip
Deadly.
gone really bad. And then
Could have been worse.
yeah, and we tried to get a hotel, and there was one hotel, and it was the most expensive hotel. It's the
Always
old
happens.
one on the corner. I don't know what it's
The
called.
lodge or
I
the
think it-
Sawridge? Was it wood in the inside?
Yeah, wood in the inside. It had like
Is
a
that the
bar
Sawridge, really?
and a eating place
Yeah.
separate from each
Eating
other.
place.
It might have been. It might have been the Sawridge. If it was in town, then it would have
It
been
was
the
like-
Sawridge.
That's
Yeah,
what I always
right at
stayed
the
at. I
end.
didn't know it was
Yeah.
the most expensive
I
one.
worked there.
Really?
Yeah. I
It's
did.
pretty good. That's the only
Honestly.
one I've been to.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like the one with the pool on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't know about the pool. It's a pretty
Oh.
old place.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
really
the
old.
oldest.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
have had a pool. The washrooms, like if you stay in a room, there's a washroom down the hallway. It's not
Weird.
attached to the.
Wait, no, that is definitely.
And
not.
that's expensive?
Yeah.
No, that's the lodge. That is the lodge, actually.
lodge,
That's
yeah.
the Fairmont. The
Yeah.
Fairmont Park Lodge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's expensive.
Yeah, that
It's
one.
really old.
Yeah, it was one room and it had split beds, like two singles, and it was expensive as fuck. And I had to stay there for 3 nights.
Oh!
Yeah, and then pay for my car.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
So what did you have planned for that before all that went down?
Oh, we were just gonna camp, something chill, something not expensive, and just camp out at this one spot for like a couple nights. But yeah, no, totally fucked up the plan.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
When I first turned 18, Matt and I were like planning this huge road trip to like Nelson and all around BC, and I was like, we don't need to like book anything, like we'll just do like adventure mode, like
Oh, God.
it's so much fun, so memories are made, like this is so much fun.
Sleeping in our car.
And we're like, and I was driving like a Volkswagen Beetle at the time, And we went to Fernie first, like, whatever, that was fine. And then we got to Nelson, and the place that we, like, wanted to camp at was, like, completely full. Absolutely nothing. I'm like, okay. And then we're, like, looking around everywhere, and there's no campsites at all that are available. Like, everything is completely full. Even, like, the Nelson City campground was, like...
How does that happen so often?
Yeah.
And then
Summer.
we're talking... We walked into, like, some, like, outdoorsy equipment store. And we're like, do you guys know any, like, back road camping places? And they're like... The guy was, like, kind of, like, hesitating. And he's like, what kind of car do you drive? And I was like, a Volkswagen Beetle. And he's like, this is why we can't give out camping sites. So then we started Googling stuff and found, I think it was called, like, 6 Mile Lakes or something like that. And we're like, okay, like, we're reading this, like, thing on Google from, like, 2007 was the last time it was, like, updated.
Fuck.
And so we're like, okay, this is fine. And we're going off this, like, road, like, up this mountain, and then it's, like, end of public service road, whatever. And, like, so far it's fine. And then it's, like, we are driving 90 degrees up on, like, mountain. Like, it's not gravel. It is mountain.
You're a
and there's,
Volkswagen
like, giant
Beetle.
boulders everywhere. We're driving a fucking Volkswagen Beetle. Like, Matt is hammering on the gas, and we're just trying to, like, get up.
Oh, my God.
And then this guy, who I swear was an angel in this truck, came down, or was coming, like, down, but there, like, obviously isn't enough room for 2 cars on this, like, trail, pretty much. And he was like, he, like, stopped, he rolled down his window, he was like, hey, like, I don't know, like, how experienced you guys are with, like, backcountry driving and stuff, but... And he's driving, like, a big truck.
Yeah,
and
like,
he's
lifted truck.
He's like,
Big money.
we had to, like, pretty much drive through a lake to try and get there, and we still couldn't get there. He was like, he's like, I don't think you're gonna make it. Like, he said the water was up to, like, his windows, and then he was like, yeah, fine.
Oh.
And
Turn it into a boat.
And he's like,
Yeah,
how do we
seriously,
get
an
it?
amphibious car to get across
So
that.
we, like,
Flippers on your wheels.
we tried to, like, yeah. We parked and we tried to walk up, and then we're like, well, we could just camp here on the side of the mountain. But then we're like, fuck, like, no, we can't. So then we came down and we're trying to find someone, like, somewhere to just sleep in my car, but, like, Volkswagen Beetle packed with, like, 2 weeks worth of stuff. Like, the seats couldn't even, like, move back at all.
Mm-hmm.
But everywhere is, like, no overnight parking. And then finally it was, like, 11:30 at night, and we're like, fuck, like, we just need to sleep somewhere. Like, and then we were like, do we drive to Slocan? Do we drive somewhere else and try to find somewhere? And literally the only hotel that had availability was, like, the Prestige, which is this like super, super fancy hotel. And the only room that they had was, like, this suite, like, this
of course.
giant whatever. And it was, like, it was a Saturday. I think it was, like, $600 a night to stay there. And we're like, fuck, okay. So I, like, booked it online. And then we got there, and we're, like, obviously, like, dirty, sweaty, like...
Yeah, it just feels so
disgusting.
gross.
Been driving for, like, 13 hours because we took some wrong way. Ended
Oh,
up
man.
taking 2 ferries to get to Nelson.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, they're, like, the people at the hotel, like, didn't believe that it was, like, us.
Mm-hmm.
We were, like, staying there. And then they kept, like... They needed, like... our IDs, but then those were in the back of the car and the whatever and all this stuff. But then we finally got there and it was fine. But
Expensive as fuck, though.
it was so expensive, and then, like, we just kept, like, things just kept going wrong. Like, it was always like, where are we gonna sleep tonight?
Yeah.
And how are we gonna afford it?
And how are we gonna afford it? Yeah. Those places are so scary to go in the summer because, like, literally you can't just show up.
Yeah.
If you have car troubles, like, you're sleeping in your car.
Yep.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay.
But there's no
that much
overnight
money.
parking anywhere.
Literally, it's so stupid.
And,
That's
like,
pulling
even
to a bush.
driving that road to Nelson in a Volkswagen Beetle
Mm-hmm.
is like the most horrifying thing.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
totally.
that's so true.
Because it's like so steep and then like
yeah.
down, up, sideways. There's no barriers.
Is it 'cause
Like we have here in Alberta, it is cliff and like you're done. It was yeah.
Isn't that so true too? Yeah. And then we got the prairies right beside us, just flatlands.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
I literally just, like, when you were telling that story, I just remembered, like, finally I remembered my worst road trip. I was thinking about it the whole time before we were going to start, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but I finally remembered it. Because I realized it could include kind of 2 days if I needed to. Basically, because I'm from Jasper, I go back there in the summers, and I was staying with my dad 2 summers ago. And my dad, because he's an older man, he had to go to Hinton to go and get some medical stuff done. And he wouldn't be able to drive afterwards, so he asked me on my day off to drive him to Hinton, which is a town 45 minutes away that actually has a hospital that does real stuff. So, of course, I drive, like, the 45 minutes. I've driven it so much in my life. Like, it was the only highway, like, short drive that I was allowed to drive as soon as I turned 16 and had a car. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like, I know it's like the back of my hand. It's so easy. And the day before that, there was, like, so much rain that it was basically flooding on the way there.
God,
and
hydroplaning.
basically hydroplaning, getting all over the road, my tiny little blue car's, like, dancing all around the road. And I'm just like, oh my god. And of course the thought comes in my mind, I'm like, I have to come back. How am I going to come back? Like, I need to be at work tonight for 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be home at this time. Let's pray to God these aren't as bad later. And of course, we are waiting for the doctor, and my phone lights up, and I see my friend from work, who is the manager there, and she texts me, and she says, did you hear that the highway's closed?
Really?
And I was like,
God.
oh! I did not. I guess it closed right after we got through, because the water was so heavy that it took the pavement of the highway off.
What?
It literally ripped
How the
it
fuck does
off.
that
I have no idea. There was
Piece of
water
road
going.
gone.
The road was gone. Like, just like a small section, but like, that's Highway 16.
Yeah.
That's
Holy
Highway 16
shit.
West. Like,
Yeah.
semi-trucks use
Yeah.
that. Like, everybody and their mom uses that fucking road. So, we're basically sitting there in Hinton just like, there's one road to get back to Jasper.
Yeah.
The second road goes to Edmonton, through Calgary, through Banff, and then back around. So we're like, okay, either we do a 10-hour road trip tonight, or we stay the night, or maybe 2 nights and figure it out. And finally my dad, because he's the man and he knows everybody within like 100 miles of Jasper,
Oh,
he
yeah.
calls up his buddy and he's like, yo man, we're stuck on the highway, can we stay at the hotel that you own? And he's like, fuck yeah, man, like, come on over. So we go and we get a free hotel room,
Woo!
2-bedroom. Thank you, Rob. I had to go to fucking Shoppers Drug Mart, get contact cases, get, like, all of the things that I need. Because
Yeah.
obviously I only went for, like, a 2-hour trip.
Yeah.
It was just supposed to be in and out, like, super easy. And I swear, like, I could see fucking Jasper from there. Like, I could see my bedroom. I was like, please, just bring me there. And no, we wake up the next morning. Yeah, we wake up the next morning at, like, 8 a.m. And my dad's like, okay, the road is open, but it's really slow. And I was like, oh, God, Dad, like, how many hours do you think this is going to take us? And he's like, max 1, okay? It's going to be 15 minutes longer. I was like, I don't know about that, Rob. Because overnight they fixed one side of the highway because they were able to fix the further side and get the water out from underneath and on top of it. So we start driving and we get probably 15 minutes in and it's dead stop. And I'm like,
Fuck.
Dad, we still have like 60 kilometers to
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
And we're in a lineup
God.
that is 60 kilometers long.
Oh my God. that
60
highway has so many
kilometers
people.
long, bro. It was like tourists, all of the semi-trucks that got stuck overnight because they all like had to stay overnight in Hinton, just
yeah.
parked on the roads. Like,
Yeah.
there was probably 200 of them stuck. It was insane because that's like a main road. Like, all those things are bringing shit to Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
It's from
What are they
Vancouver to
supposed to
Edmonton.
do? Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? They just have to sit there. Or
Oh.
backwards. They have Edmonton to Vancouver. They're either doing either one. So we were stuck behind these huge semi-trucks, all of these tourists trying to get in, like, bikers are just passing us on the right-hand shoulder, like, fuck you guys,
Yeah.
like, making it all the way down. It took us 6.5 hours to make a 75-kilometer road trip. 6.5 hours. I peed like 5 times on the side of the road. 5 times. It was insane. Like, we didn't even know what to do. It was so, we were moving 8 kilometers an hour for 6 hours. It was so painful. And as soon as we got past the construction, I felt like a weight was lifted off of my soul. I finally was like, oh my god, we made it. Because it was just it wasn't even the broken highway was that far out of Jasper either. It was right outside of the town site. So it's this fucking close. We could have parked my car overnight and hiked.
Yeah.
Literally, we thought about it. We were like, what if we just drive on the side of the highway, go up to the Palisades where the cutoff was, and they have a Parks Canada station there, and just hike through the station.
You literally planned it out.
We did. And my dad was like, okay, I'll come back with my mountain bike and I'll come pick it up. I'll bike down here later. We were fully trying to figure it out. But we were like, no, we can't. We just have to wait for a little bit longer. Yeah.
That would have been a cool story, though.
I know, right?
And
Would
then
have
we
been pretty
hiked
cool.
all the way back.
Would have been pretty cool. Then we hiked all the way back. No, we fucking drove.
Plus, was it also rainy? That would suck to hike in the rain.
No, luckily
That
it was super sunny and beautiful after all of the rain took all of the road out and flooded all of the lakes and the rivers.
She'd be like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Oh my god. I love how I just remembered that now too. It's a ridiculous story.
That's a great memory.
Yeah, basically I didn't make it into work that night.
I
I did not do that shift.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So I've got a story, but it's not really too much of a road trip story. It's more of a flight story, but I think it's just a really good story to tell. This one involves you, Ben. Because we actually went on a family vacation with our entire family to Disneyland. Woohoo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds so much fun. Our parents surprised us with it and everything, too. They woke us up, early in the morning, and they're like, surprise, we're going to Disneyland right now. We packed your bags for you, and the plane leaves in about,
my
a few
parents
hours.
actually did that. That's so cool.
So they do that, right?
Yeah.
So
cool.
Well, what my parents decided to do to save some money was to, split up our flights and to have, multiple flights and stuff like that. Well, what ended up happening was our flight had gotten canceled. I think our second flight. So we ended up missing our third flight. And I was with me, my mom, and my brother James, and all 3 of us flew together. But Ben and my dad, they were separate.
Yeah.
And their flight left after us, and their flight also had gotten canceled. It was
it was the Oilers plane. It was fucking sick.
They got onto the Oilers plane.
Cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yo, what was it about it that made it Oilers? Did it just have a logo or something?
Everything was Oilers themed, the seats, the color of the plane.
That's so cool.
Okay, that's pretty tight.
Oilers flew on, or was it just an Oilers themed plane?
It might be the plane that
it was their plane. I
That's
remember
cool.
them telling us. They're like, hey, we can't, help you right now, but we'll let you fly in the Oilers plane because you're not using it.
Sweet, alright.
Fuck, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking right, so I'll take that.
That's so tight. So they ended up getting onto that Oilers plane, and I think they had a direct flight there or something. They had no problems, but then when they show up, they're like, yo, where are you guys? Me and my mom and my brother, we all got stuck. God, I don't know where it was. We got stuck in one of the airports, and it was one of those situations where they kept promising us new flights. So they made us run all the way across the entire airport all day long. And we never ended up catching a flight with all 3 of us because we had to all be together. Oh, God. So, and we ended up running around for the entire day in our winter boots. And I'm pretty sure we were stuck in, I don't know. I was going to say, one of the airports or whatever, but it was just so hot and so warm. We all got blisters all over our feet.
Oh, yeah, totally. No. You get, trench foot from that.
That's
and
terrible.
then go to Disneyland and walk around everywhere.
And then what happened was when we did eventually end up at Disneyland, they actually lost a lot of our luggages. And one of the luggages that my mom packed was just strictly shoes. So they literally lost all of our shoes in the luggage. All we had was winter boots.
Oh, that
in the middle of Los Angeles.
Pretty sure our hotel room, though, helped us.
Yes, my mom, she always preaches by, what does she say? Bees get honey or something. Bees come to honey. And basically what she means by that is if you're really nice to people and, you're overly nice and friendly and good and stuff, good shit will come to you and people will help you out in times of need and all that. So it's crazy how much you kind of saw that on the trip. When we first got all of our flights canceled, she like basically niced her way into getting us like a free hotel and like a free cab ride there and a free dinner and like free shoes later on eventually. So I'm like, wow, yeah. My mom kind of knows how to get away around, I guess. Yeah. And oh my god, this trip was so insane. We had all this trouble coming there. And then eventually, when we did end up getting there, poor little Benny Boo, he gets, like, the sickest I've ever seen him. I don't know what happened. He must have gotten the flu or something, but he got so deathly sick. No. And so Mom took care of him. She got sick, too.
I got sick at Disneyland, too.
What the heck?
I feel like it's pretty easy to get sick
I got,
there.
like, so sick. And then I literally remember a doctor coming to our hotel room and, like, giving me a needle. Like, fully a doctor coming to my hotel room and giving me a needle.
What the fuck did you have?
I have no idea.
It was my first time traveling out of Canada.
Yeah, and then usually airports are circulating so much air. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that sucked. Oh, but the lady down at the hotel was really helpful and kept giving Ben free juices, which was nice. He had so many Gatorades.
Water, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Hydrated.
If you guys
anxiety.
There's so many activities to do at the airport. Duty free.
Like what?
So duty free shops.
Free.
They've got
drinking
duty
alcohol.
Shops?
Beers. They've got Chili's. Beers.
Hey.
Yeah.
They got like a Boston pizza in the Edmonton one. I always go there. So good.
The Edmonton one's really quite nice. Like the hotel that they have in there.
It's always quiet.
Yeah,
really
except
quiet.
for that.
It'd be great to work at.
Disgusting, terrible setup of chairs that I think is supposed to maybe be like artsy, like.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what I'm talking about? It's
like
brown, hard plastic, and they're all facing away from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think maybe.
I thought that was for like kids or something. It's like an art thing. Okay. It's just randomly in the middle.
Yes, it's like
wait, those like plastic chairs. Yeah, and they look like rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that wasn't like in the Seattle airport for some reason, but I do remember that. I know that the Edmonton weird ones that kind of look like big blobs and they're gold. Ooh, they're so weird.
I know. I don't like it.
I hate that a lot. I really don't like that.
Remember one time, I forget where we were going, but I was going on a plane, and there was like the flight attendant, and I was like, I'm just really scared that the plane's gonna crash, and she's like, okay.
Hi.
She doesn't even try to comfort you.
No, she's like, okay. I'm like, I'm like 7. I'm like, I'm just scared. She's like, okay.
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 Oh man.
Yo, you guys want to know a little hack for flying? I've done this almost every single time, and every single time I
just knock yourself out.
Just knock yourself out when you get on the plane. No, I'm just joking. For real though, every time I go on the plane, I actually bring, this is again my mom's teachings, but I bring a little thing of chocolate, like a merci or something like that, and I'll give it to the stewardess on the plane and be like, thank you for keeping us safe. And they usually come by with like a free drink or something, or they can like up you to first class. And like, you know, that's not why I do it or anything, because like, thanks for keeping us safe.
Nice.
But at the same time, they
just
will
trying
keep
to
an
give
eye out
back.
for you.
Yeah, you're just trying to give back.
Yeah, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
They got all those pops back there. Toss you a free one. You never know.
You never know.
Try it out. They work hard. They deserve it. A little
They
chocolate.
do. Yeah, they do.
What a job, hey? Though honestly, I would love to do something like that. Flight assistant.
I don't know if I
hate that.
Hate it.
Well, you travel a lot.
Yeah,
but it's like
hard,
I was in Mexico, Florida, and Chicago today.
In one
in
day.
the airport.
Yeah,
that's it.
in the airport. That's it. Like, seat out the window. Hey, bye. You're like, you're like, put your seatbelts on.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I think they let you stay overnight. I
Yeah.
don't know. I've seen like certain things on TikTok where girls are like, my time in Paris as a flight attendant. And they're there for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-hour layover.
Yeah. Anyway, so Maya, you're from Jasper.
Yeah. Jasper National Park.
And so
What's that like?
what are some of the top things to do in Jasper? Us Edmontonians liking to come to Jasper. What are the insider tips?
Insider local scoop.
Yeah.
The Jasper local here.
Jasper local here. The funny thing is, we actually have a newspaper that's called the Jasper Local.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'll start with like things you can do in a vehicle. It's a good place to start. Highway 93 is probably the most beautiful thing in the whole entire world. I think that even living at Jasper my whole life, it's nothing that I've ever gotten bored of. Ever. There's like a lot of the generic ones are even good anyways. Like going to those places that are very popular, like they're popular for a reason. So obviously like Pyramid Mountain, and Pyramid Lake. It's my favorite. That's by far my favorite. They actually have beaches there. Like a lot of people didn't know that they have more than just the one beach. So when you like come up, there is like a second beach on the left hand side, and it goes all the way down. And it's really awesome, like, when you go there in the summer when there's not a lot of people. When there's a lot of people, it's pretty hard. But when there's not a lot of people, it's so much fun because it's, like, you're just right there with the mountain. And it's just really awesome because the lake's, like, right underneath it. And you're super high up in elevation.
I'm my easel. Oh, my God.
You need to go up there. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And then, obviously, like, Moline Lake and Medicine Lake. Moline Road is, like, best known for wildlife. So if you're ever looking for... You ever want to see a bear? Go up Moline Road. Just don't touch them. Yeah. Please, God. And stay in your fucking car. Please. God. Like, one of the one things...
Little teddy bear.
This is the biggest thing for anybody who ever comes to Jasper. Don't fucking get out of your car when there's an animal on the road. First of all, bears can kill you. The elk are more dangerous than the bears, let's be real. Like, if you see an elk in a field, don't walk up to it. Don't.
Hey, pretty little
Just
elf.
Don't. Don't even look at it. It'll give you side eye. Like, they're so grumpy and they're horrible. Yeah, that's a really good place. I've even seen moose up there too. That's like really rare sight in Jasper. You don't see them very often. So if you ever want to try to find a moose, you can find them up there.
Some meese.
For any backcountry hikers too, up in the Moline area, there's the Skyline Trail. I did that for my 14th birthday.
That'd be beautiful.
It's absolutely amazing.
My mom said it gave her a heart attack.
Oh, it's absolutely terrifying. At one point, I always tell people about this part of it because it just absolutely scared the shit out of me as a 14-year-old. Because at that point, I was a very small, lanky, tall girl. So I was like 110 pounds probably, and I was in like the 9th grade. And the winds were so strong. We were up on this one ridge. We were literally on top of a mountain, right on the ridge. Yeah, the wind's like blowing me off the mountain that my mom had to grab onto the back of my jacket and hold me on the mountain because I literally thought my feet were flying off. And on both sides of me, it's just straight down cliffs, like 200 feet down. And I'm just walking on this tiny little part of the mountain, and I'm like, oh my God, like if I make one wrong move here, I'm falling off. But it's amazing. Like it's beautiful. It's hard, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I finally convinced one of my friends. She doesn't hike very often, but now she has a running boyfriend, so she's going to do it, and I told her she's going to have a great time, but it's a lot of suffering.
Character building.
Yeah. You know,
you learn
hiking
something
isn't
out
always
of it.
Fun. Hiking is not always fun.
Oh
okay,
my God,
it is painful.
I don't know.
It is
stressful. The last
painful.
one was awesome. I got to see you fall down a cliff.
Yeah, like, see, that's horrible.
We were in Golden, like a year ago,
That was fucking
doing
funny.
this hike,
So
and it's just like an ice hill. Like as soon as you get to the trailhead, it's like just a super steep hill of ice, and we're like
Scrambling
trying
up it.
so hard, stumbling, like grabbing anything to get up it. I am literally 2 feet from the top.
Oh
Ben
God.
and Matt already made it.
no,
up to the
Matt
top.
was kind of
No, Matt was above me.
No, when you fell the first time.
He was above me.
No, he was probably about 2 arms length away from you.
Yeah. He was an arm's length away from me.
2 arms.
And my feet slipped out from under me, and I was holding on to only a broken bush.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I was like,
and you're like,
I
please.
looked at Matt and I was like, help me. I'm laying on my stomach like, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And I just like fucking fell down the entire thing. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
me and
Come
Matt
back up.
laughed.
That was one thing that I
So icy. They're like scream laughing. I'm literally at the bottom like
crying. Yeah, you're just like scratched up, like
No! Do you have those sound effects?
And then on the way down,
oh God, yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
we all had to
Oh,
fall
that's so
off.
funny.
Yeah.
Down.
The only way down was to.
Matt was literally crying afterwards.
Bruh moment.
Yeah.
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 I can say that twice.
Yeah, I'm thankful I didn't do that on that hike, that's for sure. But all the other ones, there's a lot of backcountry ones that are really good. You kind of just have to scout them out on Google. I do suggest, do not do the North Boundary or South Boundary Trail if you think that you have big balls. Just don't do it.
Why?
Because the trails are not very well kept. They have been working on them last summer, though. Sorry, they have been working on them last summer. But they're still not doing great. So it's really hard. And they're really long. And you literally end up in BC in one of them.
Oh.
Seriously,
what?
you start in Jasper and you end up in Berg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one. Easy. Yeah.
Hold up, wait.
Yeah. What are other good things to do in Jasper? Restaurant shout out. Takara Restaurant. Worked there last summer. Owned by Mike and Cindy Day. Little shout out to them.
Shout out Mike and
Shout out Mike and
Cindy.
Cindy. Shout out Coral and Sierra.
There you go. You didn't forget.
I know her sister. Her sister was my manager. That's so bad. They also own Evil Dave's, so that's a good spot to check out too. It's 2 different places. Takara's got some game, so lots of different types of food than you'll usually find in Jasper, which is more geared towards craft beer, craft food, like more so bar food. So it's also located further off on a river, so it's gorgeous, and the whole place is liquor licensed. So if you don't finish your drink at the restaurant, you can actually carry it out with you and go sit on the ridge and watch the river and look out there, as long as you bring your cup back.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can like fully drink like wherever you want, and you rent out your own cabin, and they just have the restaurant on the property there, so it's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh,
You should go. It's really cool.
Wanna stay there?
It's really cool.
Alright, we booking it.
Also, my dad has an
weekend.
Airbnb. If you go on
Shout out
Airbnb,
Dad.
shout out Dad, shout out Rob.
What's
Rob.
his Airbnb like?
Airbnb.
Does he have like tissues for you? Makes breakfast?
You know what? Unfortunately, it's not a B&B. Gotta make your own shit. Sorry. However, it does come with a really nice renovated bathroom, and you get a living room, a kitchenette-ish. You're not allowed to cook in the basements in Jasper. Sorry about that.
What?
Parks Canada says no.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Parks
Okay.
Canada regulates most of what's yes and no in Jasper. Even businesses, like they have to go through like an approval through Parks Canada if they're
Honestly?
allowed.
I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, like they technically own
Yeah.
my house too, so it's like
Oh yeah, right. Like no one really owns their house there.
no,
hey?
they rule my soul. They rule my life.
They rule my life.
Speaking of, I did work for them.
For Jasper?
No, for Parks Canada.
Oh, really?
Great
Good job.
pay.
Yeah, right.
Great pay. Amazing pay. Honestly, really good. Really, really good. If anyone ever wants to move to a national park, that's your number one way to get in with a really good paying job, is Parks Canada. I know cleaning the bathrooms of a campground doesn't seem very fun, but it's like $25 an hour.
Yo.
$25 an hour.
$25 is
If you're bilingual, you get an extra
Oh.
$30 on your paycheck every 2 weeks.
What the hell? I'm bilingual.
I'm better.
You have to do a government like language test, but otherwise, yeah.
No problema.
Yeah. And sometimes if you're quick enough to apply and you get into the housing part of it, they can actually house you on site on the campground in the little old cabins that they have there, which are like old warden cabins.
Well, that's
So
so
you
cute.
basically, yeah. So and like you'll end up paying like $300 in rent. Like it's way cheaper than anything else.
So you'll be saving money,
We're
bro.
moving
Yeah.
That's what I'm paying to be
Jasper.
here.
They even
I'm going to
have
Jasper.
Yeah.
There you go.
They even have this camp too, where you basically live in kind of these big storage units that have been turned into bedrooms and bathrooms, and those are for the lower income housing. So if you don't get put at a campground, you'll get put in these places instead. So it's basically like communal living, but it's in the middle of the woods next to I don't know if you guys know where Old Fort Point is in Jasper. It's like one of that big hump in the town that you can hike. There's always a lot of sheep on it.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. Or goats. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
Mountain
Yeah.
goats.
So they're always in the middle of nowhere, and every time that you walk past or you bike or you like even drive past, there's always elk outside of their doors.
Really?
And they've had like grizzly bears come
Chilling.
up to their door and their windows and like shake their things in the morning.
Hello.
Like, yeah, it's really cool.
Good morning.
Yeah, so you make a lot of good money. That's always a plus. Shout out to the movie theater that closed. R.I.P. I worked there for like 6 years.
I love movie
Holy
theaters.
The movie theater it was built in 1927, and now it's being ripped down to become a restaurant.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we're sad. We're sad. We were really sad. They got bought by the brewing company in Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper Brew.
They've been
They make a lot of money, so you know. That's the way I feel about it. It's definitely sad. I feel like if they could have done something better than make it into a restaurant. I think that the layout for it could easily have been like a bowling alley, right?
Entertainment.
Do you
guys have any other entertainment there? Like,
we have bars.
you know, like
but-
other than restaurant and bars.
No.
Yeah, right? So, like,
No, not at all.
the rest of it doesn't make as much money.
That's why, like, I find that, like, Jasper is family friendly, but I find that bringing kids to the park that are too young to, one, understand where they are, what they're doing, two, there's nothing for the kids to do other than, one, go to the pool in the hotel, and two, get
Skiing.
dragged around on skis and dragged around hiking places. So it's like, sometimes I find it's more so, like, older family friendly.
Yeah,
If that makes
totally get
sense.
that, yeah.
Because then the kids can still have more fun, like, enjoying being outside and doing stuff like that. Like, they do have kids programs with Parks Canada in the summer, but I don't know. I find that they don't have enough stuff that, like, keeps kids interested in the park and keeps, like, people interested in the entertainment industry there. Like, we don't have live music. We don't have artists. Well, no, we do have artists. We do have artists. The live
Lots of
music...
galleries.
Lots of galleries, yeah.
Lots of
Holy
galleries,
shit.
so the artists are amazing. The live music that we have is only really at the Legion. That's the only place that does it, which is like the Royal Canadian Legion. So it's with like the veterans and everything, which is amazing. We love going to the Legion in Jasper. It's another place people could hit up too. If you ever think it's weird, it's not weird. Just go.
Just go.
Literally, that's the only place we could party this whole summer. Was at
Really?
the Legion. Yep. Every Friday night we went to the Legion. It was the best. It was so fun.
So tight.
Yeah, but the other bars ended up closing, so now there's only the one, which is the Athabee. So Sundays. That's about it, I think, as a call out for people.
Cool.
I'm like trying to think, but I don't think there's really anybody else or like things that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Shops.
It's a lot. That's quite a bit.
Shops?
Yeah.
Shops, there's a lot of really good, like, ski shops and stuff. There's Totems. Totems I've always gone to since I was a kid. They always have the good ski stuff, and if you ever need, like, a really good pair of skis, they'll always help you out there. I mean, every pair that I've ever gotten has been from there. And the ski hill's obviously great. We love skiing. I grew up on the hill, so it was great. Yeah.
Trying to get better at snowboarding.
Yeah, you
It's
should.
hard.
It is hard.
But I
Snowboarding
feel
is
like
hard.
it was almost a bit easier with the flow of it. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
almost like surfing.
Yeah, it's similar to, like, surfing and, like, skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I started to longboard, and I can longboard, but I cannot snowboard.
Really?
No, not at all. Can't snowboard whatsoever. I can ski really well, but no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Do you guys want to talk about everybody's favorite thing? Weed?
No, fuck yeah.
Mary J?
Yeah.
The devil's lettuce?
Speak of
Well,
the
what
devil.
I actually want to ask you guys is, when was the first time you smoked weed?
Oh, that's a great question. Do we
I
have
feel like
these
this is the good
stories?
way to
Yes.
start in.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even want to share mine. It's
The
so
first
embarrassing.
time I smoked
Shit.
weed, I was with my friend Emma, shout out,
Yeah.
and
Shadow.
we met somebody behind the 7-Eleven on Baseline. I guess you guys know the one.
Yeah.
That's where every kid got their
That's
weed.
where I got robbed.
But I'm pretty sure it was not weed. I'm pretty sure it was just
Basil.
It was oregano or basil. It was not. It was.
Oh my god.
And we
Smokable.
got a pop can, and we smoked it. But I don't think it was weed.
Did you get high?
No.
Probably from
Yeah,
the
then it probably
balloon.
wasn't weed.
No.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. It was quite a bummer.
Aw.
It's my first.
Probably hurt like a motherfucker.
God, cans. I don't even
Could get
remember
the
last
pop
time.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? An apple or something?
A
Pop
banana.
can was
I
also
smoked
my
a banana
first
once.
one.
A pop
A
can?
banana?
Yeah, pop can. No,
Oh,
out of a pop can.
Pumpkin.
That was my first one too.
Pumpkin. Oh my god, how'd you do? Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin.
You yeah? You poke
Like a
you
bong?
yeah no not like
With the pumpkin guts.
no you like push it down on one side and then you grab like the tab on the top and then you rip the tab kind of in half so that you get a sharp piece of it and then you poke a bunch of holes on the top of the can.
I thought you were talking about a pumpkin.
I said pop can.
Oh, I heard pumpkin. We all thought
Pumpkin,
We
yeah.
all know what it is.
We all got a pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
I was gonna
As
say
I replay
what?
this, I'm gonna like check it a little closer and be like, pumpkin.
They sound so
Pumpkin.
similar.
That'd be
Pumpkin.
sick. Pumpkin.
What was your first
A
time?
pumpkin.
My boyfriend actually did smoke out of a pumpkin one time on
How?
Halloween.
How did you do?
I have no idea. Let me
Stuck
ask him for the
stem
video.
Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah.
I need to show you guys that. It's pretty funny.
Lucy, what
Well,
was
my
your
personal
first
story,
sensation?
first time I ever smoked, I think my older brother James may have got me a little bit of weed. I was telling him I wanted to try it or whatever. He's like, well, I'll buy it for you, kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he bought me, he was like, how much do you want? And I'm like, 1. I just want 1. So he got me like 1 gram. And I made that shit last for like weeks, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't know how to burn it, how to smoke it. So I looked it up. And the one thing I found was joints and how to roll joints. And I'm like, okay, that's just paper. That's the most simplest thing. I can get paper.
No.
And so I think I like tried it with real paper. It wasn't fucking working. I looked up like, what if you don't have papers? What do you use? Bible papers.
Oh. Oh. Did you?
There might be one of the Bibles down there, a little ripped piece out from Genesis
That's hilarious.
22. It was the thinnest paper.
And
it
God
stuck
said,
to
"Let
it,
there
so-
be light."
Yeah. I smoked Bible papers. I'm sorry, Jesus. It was
That's
just
funny.
the lightest paper, you know, and what else are you gonna use? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I should have done a fucking apple or something like that. A fucking pumpkin.
I've done the apple.
Yeah.
My first time was my best friend Sophie, who I live with now, actually.
Shout out Sophie.
Shout out Sophie. We love you, Sophie. Basically, it was like the 9th grade, and she had smoked a couple times, and I remember that I was like, I really, really wanted to try it, like so bad, because I knew, and I had heard so much about my older brother having smoked so much weed. Oh, your brother smoked so much weed, blah, 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 blah. And at that point, I was like grade 9, probably. And he's 5 years older than me, so he was kind of like a legend, I guess, of weed smoking. So I was like, okay, I gotta
Shut up, yeah.
one second, let me crack my fingers here. So of course she's offering me, and I'm like, yes, I really want to smoke weed. So we, obviously in Jasper, because everybody knows you have to be so sneaky. Because if you are like smoking a joint or doing something you're not supposed to be doing, and someone's parent, that is a Karen, sees you, they're calling your parents, 100%. Like 100%.
Yeah.
There were so many parents like that at my age that I couldn't do it. So we had to walk up into this super secret area behind like all of the houses in the west side. So it's like very far away from downtown. People who are tourists who don't stay in Airbnbs probably wouldn't even get close to that side of town. So it's like very wooded, very like close to the mountains. So we're literally climbing up this fucking mountain to get out of people's view. And I'm getting so nervous. I was like, oh my god, what is this gonna be like? Like, I'm so scared. And she pulls out the pop can, and she pulls out this fucking like jar of like the tiniest little ground up weed. And she puts like 3 flecks on it, and she's like, okay, here you go. And I'm like,
3 flecks.
yeah, like literally 3 flecks on it. And I like,
Fish.
yeah, like literally. It's like that Salt Bay, like literally just sprinkling just the tiniest little bit.
Yeah.
So I hit it.
High.
I hit it, and I literally hit it like maybe once, and I was so high. We started walking down the street back towards downtown because we wanted to go to Mac's. We wanted to get
Snacks.
something to eat or sit down for a minute. And for some reason, we all pow out at the Mac's downtown at that age. So basically, we're walking down the street, and she said something funny, and then I said something funny, and we were laughing so much that it was like echoing off of the big hill and the mountain behind us. It was like repeating like a million times in my head that I literally thought I was going crazy. Like I thought I was going insane. I was like, am I hearing her laugh like 3 times over? Am I okay right now? And I was like doubled over with laughter. There was people on the street looking at us like, why is this bitch just having a manic breakdown right now? We're just like two 14-year-olds just stoned on our asses. And we finally get there, and we're sitting there, and she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and we're just so zoned out and zooted. And she looks at me, and she's like, I don't think I'm going to smoke anymore.
Now she's an addict.
It was so funny. She's like, no, I'm done. I was like, Okay.
Yeah.
And she actually did stop for a really long time.
Yeah.
Disturbed her deep to her core.
Something happened. I don't know what happened, but I was going through was completely different when she went through. She was going through some shit when I was like, I was fine. Like, I was laughing, like, thought I was kind of going crazy for a minute.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she was like traumatized. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was pretty good. It was a pretty funny time.
Ben, what was your first? Hey, Ben, what was your first experience smoking pot like?
Oh man, it was the best. So, a little
It was
horror
the best.
story.
The best.
My brother and sister, you, always got in trouble for smoking pot and for smoking it in the basement for some reason.
We'd blow it out the window. Dad
Yeah,
would
but it
say,
would
"What
come
is
right
Bob
back."
Marley living in here?
Yeah.
Not Bob Marley!"
Oh, God.
Oh, fucking dad. But anyway, so Shab, my friend Shab, came over. The
Shabby.
legend. Fucking love the guy. And I had never smoked. I think I was into vaping before. And so I was like vaping at the time and like, trying new things, I guess. I think I was 16 or something. 17?
He didn't want to smoke for the longest time. He was
Yeah.
like,
You didn't start
"Good boy."
smoking till you were 17?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't look it.
I thought you were smoking straight out the womb. Okay.
He got a nice early start with two older siblings,
Yeah.
like asking him to smoke with them.
Yeah. I always turned it down.
Yeah, he did. He's such a good boy.
Yeah.
We're like, sucker.
Yeah. But yeah, no, anyway, it was with Shab and he pulled it out and he was like, I know you've never tried this. You want to try some? I was like, I was
I
a
can
little
just
bit
picture
hesitant
his
at the
face
first.
now.
Yeah. I was a little bit hesitant and like I didn't really grab at his first offer, but he offered it again later on. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm going to smoke weed tonight.
Yeah.
And so we smoked like one bowl each. And like at the time I was like, holy fuck, like I'm really high off with like the first hit. And then like I had to finish the
Blistered.
whole bowl.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and I got like really high
Oh.
and like my vision started getting like almost like pictures. Like,
Your third
everything
eye
was, like, a
popped open.
picture.
God, yeah.
I was like shuddering and like I don't know. I don't know how to
Psychedelic.
explain it, but like
I know what you mean.
it was
though.
crazy.
Tripping.
Yeah.
It was crazy,
What
and I
is
was
time?
with Shab, and me and Shab were just laughing our asses off, and like, I don't even remember what we were doing. I'm pretty sure we were just sitting there, just laughing at each other, or some shit like that. But
Sometimes when you get a giggle going.
oh
You can't stop.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't stop.
Especially when you smoke, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like nonstop.
Yeah.
That was like. Oh, sorry, go.
Oh yeah, that was my first time, and it was awesome. It was a good start.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no kidding. Especially with a
Seriously.
good trusted
Yeah.
friend and giggles.
Now I'm addicted. Thanks, Shab.
Nice.
It's like I had plans to go on this hike with my coworkers in the summertime. And so, you know how they have those like packs of joints that look like
Cigarettes?
ciggies?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I bought that and I was like, well, like, I'm just gonna like do like a tester. Like, I don't want to be like too high on this hike, right? And how much of this can I like smoke, right? And it was like,
gosh.
I want to say like 11 p.m. or something. So I'm sitting out on the deck. I'm by myself. I'm home alone. Okay, whatever. I'm by myself. I'm like, vibes. And so whatever, smoke on. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not that high. I might as well, hold on. See what happens.
Tester.
Yeah, tester. Literally, I didn't walk. I was like on a conveyor belt.
You feel like you're floating.
And I was sitting there and I'm like looking around, I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Oh my god.
I like looked in the mirror, I'm like, who like what the fuck? Like I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Who
Where
am
the
I?
fuck am I?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was fucking horrifying. And then we had to wake up because we were going for like a day trip to Abraham Lake to do like a hike there.
Mm-hmm.
So we left at 4, so I had to get up at like 3. And I woke up and I was still high. And then I was like, fuck. Anyways, it was.
I'm still
it was
high.
It was a scary experience.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
end up
you
smoking
didn't
on the
actually
hike
end
at
up
all.
smoking on the hike, yeah.
No.
Do you guys like edibles? Because I hate them. I absolutely hate them so much.
I like
I
them
fuck
if
with
it's like a
edibles.
night that I
My
have
laptop died.
all to myself.
Yeah, no, I just can't. I did edibles a lot when I was in high school. When I was in the 10th grade, I had a boyfriend at the time who liked to make weed butter.
Oh yeah.
And I liked that stuff. Like, it was okay, but there was a couple, I have like a couple different stories with it where it just like kicked in at wrong times, and it just like has scarred me forever.
Oh god.
Like, literally just scarred me. I can't do it anymore. I literally, one time I did some like I had some of the butter, and I was like pretty high, and then I had a little bit more, and then I ended up getting home and having to go for like a sit down dinner, because my parents always like to have a sit down dinner every night. So we'd have our sit down dinner, and I was sitting there, and it just like the last bit of it hit me again, and I'm just sitting there like staring at my mom's staring at me, and she's like kind of giving me like a bit of a look with the eyebrows, and I was like, no, just kept looking away. I'm like so high, literally trying to act natural, like trying to eat my dinner like a normal person, and I was like panicking so hard inside, so that scarred me. And then a second time I had a full-on panic attack just because they were too much. Like, I fully just panicked so much that Jonah, my boyfriend now, he ended up having to drive me home in my car and take a cab home because I was so messed up after. I couldn't even speak. Like, I was just so messed up.
Fuck.
And I swear I had, like psychosis after, because I couldn't see straight for, like, months.
Yeah.
For months! I literally had, like, psychosis or something.
I fuck with edibles though.
I just can't. I know.
Because
I just can't, bro.
I love psychosis.
My friend
Oh,
Quinn.
no, I can't.
Shout
No,
out Quinn.
God.
You've had Quinn's edibles before, right?
Oh yeah.
The brownies.
Yeah.
Is that what
No,
Shab had?
I just can't, bro.
They're so fucking good.
Shad?
I don't
Just
know.
kidding, but that's
They
another story.
do,
Oh, yeah.
but like
Yeah.
the thing
Oh, my
about
God.
them is they're so like potent that after it like comes out of your pores, or if you like
Yeah.
fart or like
It smells like
poop,
weed.
it reeks like.
Like weed.
Oh my
I just hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
I was like, oh my god.
all of it is
No,
bad.
Really?
No, I just
I
hate
fuck
no.
with edibles.
One time I was at a party after like grade 12, and I had actually just broken up with Jonah like 2 weeks before, so I was in bad mental state. And I went to this Halloween party, and it was supposed to be like our big grade 12 last Halloween party, last hurrah, like let's go crazy, let's go stupid. So we were. Obviously.
So obviously we were.
Obviously we were. Obviously I was quite drunk, and this one guy who I'd been friends with for a long time, and we ended up kind of like, you know, because I was single.
Shout out.
I was
Yeah.
single, like shout out, not
Yeah.
gonna say his name, but shout out. Shout out. We basically like, we were in the bathroom, whatnot,
Yeah.
together. And we come out, and he like comes up to me and he puts something in my mouth, and I started like chewing it, and it was just chocolate, and I was like, oh yeah, chocolate. Yeah. 5 minutes later he comes back up to me and he's like, you know that was an edible, right? And I was like, did you just drug me? You drugged me? I was honestly so offended that I literally like pushed his hand away, and I was like, like, I did not talk to this man the rest of the night. I went and I hid in the basement with all of like the kids who showed up from my grade just to show up, because I'd never been to any of like our like, they used to always call it the popular kids party, so they called themselves the losers, which was so ridiculous. But so the losers were in the basement, so I was like, okay, I need a moment to myself. I go and I sit with them, and like, they're great people, obviously. Like, I would never even consider them losers in my eyes ever. Like, they're very interesting artsy people that I like. So I went and I sat down with them, and they were so much more calming. So I ended up surviving, but it was so bad.
You made it
Chill
through.
vibes.
I made it through, bro. I made it through. At one point I was literally clutching the fucking couch like, please just let this end, like, please. And then I open my phone and I see like Jonah posted something on a Snapchat story, so then I go into like a mental spiral, like, this man's trying to get with me, I'm in my ex-boyfriend's old house, like, it's weird. It was weird.
Oh, God.
It was not good.
Yeah.
I was
Wait,
like,
you were in your ex-boyfriend's old house?
Yeah, long story short, girl in my class moved into my abusive ex-boyfriend's house after he ended up moving across town into a smaller house. They downgraded,
goodbye.
and she upgraded with her family. Yeah. So he moved out, but I dated him while he lived in that house still.
It's kind of weird to be surrounded, yeah, especially when you're...
It was, yeah. And like, I'm like, I'm like not feeling good. This man drugged me. Like I missed my ex-boyfriend, and then I'm also my other ex-boyfriend's house. So like there's so many different memories going on. Like this guy's trying to hook up with me who was friends with my boyfriend. Like everything's just like too much. It was too much.
Yo, that's crazy. Well, also kind of like it's a pretty small little area, hey?
Yeah.
Like, how many people did you graduate with?
38.
38. Well,
gosh.
that's larger than I thought, but like still, yeah, right?
Yeah, 38. But that was because my class was one of the bigger ones.
Oh,
the one after
yeah,
me was
hey?
like 25, maybe 21.
Yeah, I guess.
The
you're
French school, usually they have like one graduate.
right.
The
It's
French
like
school
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She graduated with 6 people or something, maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we only have 5,000 people, so like it's quite small.
Yeah, hey, wow.
Mhm.
Do you guys have still kindergarten to grade 12 there as well?
Yeah. So there's like an
Or,
elementary
high
school.
kind of thing?
Yeah, so basically what they do is there's an elementary school that is kindergarten to grade 6, and then you do a grade 6 walk down, which is like pretend if we're Ontario, this is like a ninth grade grad.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or
Walk
8th grade
down.
grad, where you do like a walk down and you go to the newer school, the high school, or the middle school, or wherever you're going. Ours is like kind of all sandwiched together, so when you graduate in grade 6, you go over to the junior, senior high school. So basically
7, 8, 9, 10.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
11,
12, all of them. And the school, they ended up rebuilding a huge, like, state-of-the-art, it's beautiful, like, gorgeous school that's actually big enough to fit both schools in it. So it has the junior, senior high school, and it also has the Francophone school, which goes from kindergarten to grade 12. So it's technically, like, 3 schools in one building.
Yeah, right?
It's really weird. The junior high are downstairs. They're downstairs classes, and then the senior high is upstairs. And then, like, there's a huge gym and, like, a foyer that everyone shares.
Yeah, and
but-
then everyone can share a gym and stuff.
Yeah. So...
And a foyer even,
and
yeah.
the foyer
We
is
lunch together.
beautiful. We have a living wall. Like a
Oh,
full-on living wall.
Oh, really?
Like a plant wall.
Jasper.
Yeah. It's a plant wall. It's so cool.
Is it
And then
living? Oh my god.
yeah, and then there's like mountains, like little mountain things everywhere, and the floor is like mosaic art, like put together, but in the shape of a big bear. It's really
that's
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really awesome. Yeah, we have some cool infrastructure.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, before we finish with the pod, we actually have one more thing.
Couple few last things
Mm-hmm.
for everyone. What musician or band
Hollow Point.
has had the greatest influence on your life?
Oh, actually, Hollow Point.
Hollow Point?
Yeah, dead ass.
Hollow Point's got
Yeah,
a
that's a
show
good
on
point.
this Saturday at the Aviary, threefold, playing with Gratuitous Platypus and Pleasurecraft.
Yeah.
Doors open at 7 o'clock. $15 online. Link is in my bio. $20 at the door. We got Hollow Point merch there. $25 for a shirt. So
Yeah.
see you
Yeah,
there.
it's
See you
fucking
there.
sick.
See you there.
It's good shit.
Good time for a shout out. Good one.
Yeah, that was a very good
Yeah, no problem. Deserved it.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably the Lumineers, because I started listening to them really young, when I was like 13, when their
Oh,
first
wow,
album
yeah.
came out.
New music.
It was like the soundtrack to like this whole entire summer that I had with one of my old best friends, and we went out to Kamloops to stay at her grandma's place, and it was just like the soundtrack for the whole thing. And every time that they released a new album, it was like I was just like running for it. And I saw them in person, and I knew like every single word. And
Yeah.
I feel like when
That's
you
a good
know
experience.
every single word at a concert, it's like the best concert
Yeah.
ever. Like literally, I was singing along word for word, and it was the best thing ever. I loved it.
What a feeling, hey?
Right? So
Yeah.
good. They just like they know me.
They know.
I don't listen to them on a daily basis either. Not at all.
What about you, Lucy?
The first thing that honestly, I have 2 things come to mind, but the first thing that came to mind was I remember one summer, it was a good summer, and I had just started listening to the Velveteens. And if you guys know the Velveteens, they're very like a sunny, summery, happy vibe. And I remember
Surfy.
that was the one time where I downloaded their entire album
Mhm.
and the rest of their albums, and it was all I had on my playlist at the time. And so throughout like all the camping that I did that summer, all the
Mhm.
fishing, you know, all the trips that I did, the whole trips were all
Yeah,
pretty much that
that's so
album
cool.
on repeat.
That's sick.
Other than that, like I just remember a lot of Alanis Morissette putting me to bed at night. In general,
Yeah.
I heard she's coming, so I'm really excited
What?
that Alanis Morissette's coming to Edmonton!
When?
Pew, 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 pew!
Oh, where's my thing?
I don't know. I should look it up. I should have done the research for that. Alanis Morissette!
Morrison!
Isn't it ironic?
Isn't it ironic? Wow.
Oh, so yeah, I don't know, just some things that I was thinking about, because like she's just touch your soul, good stuff. She could really influence anyone. But what about you, Grace?
Mine are not as cool. I definitely think in my junior high days, I was like a die-hard 21 Pilots fan.
No, of course you were.
Name 3 songs.
Lyrics that mean nothing.
And I don't know. I just like have like I haven't listened to like their new stuff really. It wasn't. I don't know. But I was like straight up. They're speaking
Obsessed.
to me right now.
Yeah.
And then getting into like early high school, I feel like definitely Odd Future, like Tyler
that's
the
so
Creator
funny.
and Earl Sweatshirt and Frank Ocean and
Vibes.
yeah.
Said one song.
And
Or one band. That's more than one band.
they're Odd Future, yeah, definitely
Odd Future, yeah.
definitely influential
Yeah.
to me.
I just forgot about the Black Keys from
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
The Black Keys were a big one. The Brothers album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother has that like tattooed on him because he would listen to it so much in my house. Yeah.
On repeat.
Yeah, fully.
And
Always.
who are you guys listening to locally other than Ben? Hollow Point. All the way.
Hollow Point all the way.
On the point.
After my mom is like obsessed with Kaylee Jade now. After.
Yeah.
So we were listening
She
to her together
rocks.
the other night. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously.
God,
No,
her
when she
voice.
went on, oh my god. When she
Yeah.
went on the other time, like at Coalescence, she was
Yeah.
just, oh my god, like she's unbelievable.
And she has a presence too.
Yeah,
She's
and
just like
literally,
everything
I
in
was
a
watching the
package.
stage, and there was the guy to her left, and throughout the whole thing, I was like, I really hope they're dating. And of course, I creeped her
Yeah.
Instagram after, and I
Yeah.
found out they were dating, and I was like, I really hope they were, because like
Yeah.
literally a part of their performance was like their connection on the stage. It was so
Isn't that
cute.
beautiful?
Yeah, they just kept on like looking at each other, and he kept on like staring at her, like looking at her so like lovingly, and my
July
mom and
talk
I.
vibes.
Yeah, my mom and I were like, we want them to be a couple, please. I gotta
Yeah,
be a
gotta
couple.
ship them already.
Yeah, literally. So I was Kaylee Jade's awesome.
And
That's
Lucy, I guess.
awesome. Yeah, Kaylee J too. Oh my god, just because recently I did her album cover, which
Oh really?
You
I
did
don't even know if
Kaylee's
I
album
can
covers?
Bill, I did.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted this awesome image of her face painted with
You
the
did
background.
that?
You did that?
Did you see it yet? Did she post it yet?
Is it the old one?
Yeah. No,
It's
she
not
noticed
old.
it.
I told her to send me the pictures as soon as she got it. She must have forgotten, but like I don't even keep up with Instagram.
That?
No.
No.
Is that her album cover right now? She's about to change it. But anyways, we did like purple and blue, and then she had this gorgeous like frame behind her, so it looked like her face was a painting.
That was
and
like another.
she's like
picture.
dreaming off into the clouds. I just think it turned
But I
out
don't
really
know if
great.
it's
Can't wait to
that's
see the pictures for it.
You painted her face for that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah!
that's the only one that's
Isn't
out.
that
So
I
no.
didn't know that.
connection?
When did you do that?
Last week, I think. So just recently, yeah.
Oh my
it was
God!
So fun. We got a little studio and we had a professional photographer for it. So like, it's gonna turn out good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Oh my god. Cool.
Yeah. So go listen to her
Cool.
music. Go look at her album cover.
Yeah.
That's me. Actually, that's Kaylee, but.
Kaylee, by you.
Yay! I'm glad I even got to work with her. We actually worked together on Women's Day. So I was like, honestly, like,
that's
I
so
feel like you're a
fun.
powerful woman. She's like, I feel like you're a powerful woman. And the idea that all of us, and the photographer as well, she was great. We all got to come together
Aw.
as women,
Sweet.
kind of representing this female
Yeah.
creator in such an awesome way. Oh, God.
That's
It's
so
perfect
cute.
for Women's Day.
I
Yeah.
love that. Love.
Isn't that cute? Other than Kaylee Jade, though, like I wanted to mention somebody else, but who else? Like I feel like I've mentioned so many people. Like Mo and Edabom are always the first ones that come to mind, but I mention them every time. My buddies. And Taylor. What's her last name?
Grace.
Taylor Grace. She used to be my neighbor, actually. I'm pretty sure.
What?
That was our neighbor, right? Taylor Grace. She makes the jewelry, right?
Yeah.
Gorgeous jewelry. She presses flowers, or maybe she just like keeps like little petals and bees and stuff, and then she takes resin, and then she puts all these like beautiful natural things into resin, mix them into earrings.
Cool.
And
That's all.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I did her hair.
Beautiful.
You met her.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, and she used to live right across the road from us. You remember that donkey?
The donkey?
Yeah, that was her donkey.
Oh my god.
Oh, that Taylor. Because we also had a Taylor on the other side.
So there were 2 Taylors.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Locally, I'm listening to Hollow Point.
Yeah, no shit.
Really? Tell us more.
Yup, they're working on some new stuff, I hear.
Actually, I got a little
Maybe you
sneak
guys
peek
will
of it.
get to hear it on Saturday. I don't know.
Lucky Ben gets behind the scenes at all
Yeah.
times.
Ben actually works
bro.
for Hollow Point. He is the dedicated mosh pit starter
Yeah.
for Hollow Point.
Sometimes some people
Dedicated.
just start it before me. So.
Yeah, when we get
Be there.
enough money, we're gonna get Ben a giant weed suit, so he can be Gene Guy.
Yeah.
Jean Gui.
That was too funny.
And who are your guys' favorite visual artists right now locally?
Ooh.
Visual?
Yeah.
Paintings?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know anyone who
Probably
paints?
you guys.
Definitely.
Obviously,
Lucy.
you guys.
Lucy, she's been popping out paintings like crazy. It looks so good.
Did you see
And
that
you
one I
too,
did
Grace?
yesterday?
You always
Yeah,
do
I'm obsessed
art
with
pieces
Grace's
in my
shit.
art book.
I'm obsessed with
Right.
your shit that I saw at Coalescence too. I was like,
Yeah, you like that shit?
I like it. I like how big it was.
Oh
My
God,
mom
large in
loved.
charge.
My mom loved it so much. My mom is an
yeah?
art girl. Like she was like, "This is amazing," and I was like,
Inspired someone.
"You did. You inspired my mom."
Oh, that's so cute. You should bring
Yeah.
her home a sticker. I'll give you one after this. Did
Oh
she
my
like
God.
the Medusa? Because that's what I
Yeah,
have in the
she
stickers.
did. She did.
I'll
She
give it
did
to
with
her.
it.
I have a
She
fan.
You do. It's my mom. Robin.
Yes, Robin. Shout out to Robin. Thank you very much, Robin. Visit my website, lucycookcreations.com for more information.
Plug.
Yes, Robin. Thank you very much.
Yes, Robin.
Yes.
Well, I think we're like just about out of time here.
Perfect. Good job, guys.
Thanks for coming on the pod, guys.
Thank you. I was right.
Fun
That really
how
did
this
end up
just
being
fell
quite the
together.
party.
Yeah, Lucy and I were just gonna do a solo podcast, and then
Ended up becoming this.
it ended up becoming a party. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening. We'll see you on Saturday, March 19th
Yeah.
at the
Be there.
aviary.
Or before.
And if you were listening to this still, I would recommend booking off April 2nd and June 18th for shows that are not yet announced, but you'll definitely want to be there. So just book it off work.
June 18th one's gonna be raw.
Yeah, June 18th. Book it off. Just
Trust me.
Book it off.
just seriously book it off work right now.
You'll
There's
thank
no
us
Just
later.
do it.
months in advance. Just book it off, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was
So
sick.
fun.
Yes,
Nice
guys, that
little
was so
party.
awesome, right? That was so much fun.
Yeah,
was
that
fun.
was.
All right, we out.
Peace.